YouTube, Dark Magician of Destruction is here, and it is top tier. Let's spectate a high-ranked Dark Magician player, Hajime.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Now, to check out some gameplay from this, I went on over to the top decks page. I clicked on new cards. I checked out Dark Magician here, and I looked for anyone with a replay. Has replays, and I settled on Bardo. Bardo, Dark Magician, he's got some cool notes on some things about the Vanquish Soul Canine meta, and we have his replay ID. Let's hop in. Start this off with the Zorora, using up our normal summon, equipping the Artemis, triggering a special summon to Crowley, searching for our Spenta, Illusion of Chaos, further searching for the Magician's Souls. Did not return back Illusion of Chaos. Magician's Souls sent from the deck. Not sending a Dark Magician, sending Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apprentice. Magician's Soul, send the Artemis to draw one. Zorora Magistus Synchro. Did not trigger the effect on summon. If this card is Synchro Summon, equip a Magistus from the extra deck. We passed on that. Spenta, activate to search for a Crowley. Crowley, when added, triggered a special summon. Activate on summon a Fusion Summon. Fusing with the Zorora into Invoked Magistus Omega. Zorora. If this card's in the graveyard, you can target a Magistus card you control, destroy it, and then special summon this card. Invoked Magistus. If this Fusion Summon card is destroyed, you can special summon a level 4 or lower, a level 4 that is, spellcaster from your deck. Cartesia. And, whoa, we equipped onto it. To summon Chorizo. Chorizo, level 4 tuner. You could send your back row monster plus a monster on the field to summon it. Cartesia, fusing with the Illusion of Chaos we kept in hand. Grand Granola and summon, sending Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon from the extra deck. That's probably going to be for Magia, right? And then Grand Granola and Magician's Souls are Miasma. This card's new, right? Miasma. What the heck does this do? 2 monsters, including a Dark Spellcaster. If this card is Link Summon, you could add a level 5 or higher Dark Spellcaster from your graveyard to your hand, but you cannot activate cards or the effects of cards with its name for the rest of this turn. The Dark Magician Girl we sent to the grave, but we can't activate her. She does not activate when special summoning. That'd be the same thing as Diablo Star. You can't activate her. What? You cannot activate cards with its name for the rest of the turn. Oh, it changes its name. You can't activate Dark Magician Girl, the Magician's Apprentice, but she's not that. She's Dark Magician's Girl, which she gained the effect through an effect which was not activating. What the heck? Okay. Searching for Shining Sarcophagus. Shining Sark. Search your deck for a Dark Magician. What does this one do? Activate special summon. If you have a Shining Sark on the field, you can special summon this. Banish it. Dark Magician of Destruction is here. Grab the Timaeus. Soul Servant instead. This is a Dark Magician Girl, and this is a Dark Magician. It's a draw 2. Okay, pot agreed. Now we put the Timaeus on top, then we draw 2 instead of just adding it. So we're gaining an additional card here, like a Sky Striker Engage. That additional draw into a Max C. What are we doing with Chorizo? Chorizo, level 4 tuner with the level 6 Dark Magician. Everything's connected together. The Magistus card set up the level 4 tuner. We got access to the Dark Magician Girl back to the hand from the deck being sent to the grave just to turn it into a Baron to floor. Damn. Into Anaconda. Now, the Gaze of Timaeus can use a Dark Magician in the graveyard, so you always want to think, when you summon this to search for the Gaze of Timaeus or the Pot of Greed card, now you want to think, what's the best way to get this card into the graveyard? Because you don't want to use it while it's on the field with the effect. Fusion. Ultimate Fusion. Sent to the grave with Anaconda. Return back the Ultimate Dragon, which we sent with the Grand Granola, which we summoned from the deck a Cartesia, which we popped with the Magistus to even do that. What? The Illusion of Chaos that we didn't return back to the deck that we fused with the effect of the Cartesia into a Magia. This card's banned in TCG and OCG. Holy moly. When the opponent activates a card or effect, you can negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. You can only use this effect in response to each card type once per turn, so it can negate 3 times a monster, a spell, and a trap. Damn. And we have Baron to floor, and we have the Gaze of Time Ace to go into a Dragoon. So this is like 3 disruption, 4 disruption, 5 disruption. Add back Cartesia, which, if we had no cards in hand, the Cartesia is now fuel for your Dragoon. Dragoon to discard a card to negate. This deck is nuts. Maxi right away. So we're going to wait on summoning Dragoon. Lucius, negate a monster. We can now negate a spell and a trap. We're not going to be negating a trap this turn, likely. They don't play Imperm. That's the spell we can negate. Now we have to be careful. Is this negating the activation? You are. So they can activate another key too. But still, negate. All right. Now what? We didn't even summon Dragoon. Scooping the Magia. Damn. There are so many different connected pieces. The Grand Granule to get an ultimate dragon in graveyard. That is nuts. And getting access to the Cartesia through popping the Omega, right? Oh my Jesus. So if you missed out on the deck list, because maybe you didn't care until you saw the gameplay. Okay, so he has Red Eyes Fusion if he doesn't have the setup for Magia. Huh. Very cool. Dark Magician Girl. What is this? What is this? Spenta. Searching for Zorora. Zorora activates to equip the Artemis. Triggers Zorora to reborn the Spenta. Didn't search with Artemis. And that's probably because when you search with a Crowley, it triggers right then and there to summon. And then on summon, it's not spell speed 1 whenever you want. You have to activate its effect to fuse right on summon. And we want to fuse into this. And this requires the Crowley itself plus a Fusion Synchro Caesar link. Thus, we're delaying that play. Spenta equip the Artemis to then make that play. Okay. Ash, negate the Artemis mate. Does that mess everything up or what? Yes, it does. So now we can't get the fusion, then pop it with the Zorora to then summon a Cartesia from the deck. So I think there's no way to get to Magia now. Dark Magician Girl, Magician's Apprentice. Grab the Shining Sark. Shining Sark searching for our Dark Magician. This is always pot of greed if you play this. I mean, this is a brick. You don't want to open this in your hand, but if you play this, you'll always have the pot of greed play. Every freaking time. Summon Dark Magician, and then we don't search for the Timaeus, we search for the pot of greed. Because we have Dark Magician Girl and Dark Magician on the field. We have Soul Servant for the draw 2. Let's freaking go. Put the Gaze on top. Draw 2, giving us the guaranteed Gaze, and that's not good. Red Eyes Black Dragon. And then the Magistus Chorzo with the Dark Magician Girl. Dark Magician Girl giving us the Pot of Greed, and then a level 6 for the Baron to floor. Now, unfortunately, as I was saying earlier, we don't want this on the field. We ideally have some beneficial way to get this engraved for a Link summon, you know, an Anaconda if we were to get another body on the field, which we couldn't. Okay. Smyger, link off into the Clockwork. Smyger search. Grabbing the inclusion. Activating inclusion is search for the Tristaros. He already used up his normal summon. Sulfaneer. Discard a card. Baron to floor. Negate and destroy. Now, Sulfaneer says when it gets destroyed, something happens. Only on the field, though. If this card on the field is destroyed, only then can you summon a Crystron from the deck. So negate and destroying from the hand, a great idea. But now that Baron to floor is used, we should summon our Dragoon, right? We shouldn't wait. Just do it. There you go. Dragoon is here. And by summoning on the opponent's turn, it will go away during the end phase of your next turn. We're waiting on our negate. Negating Jokal is going to be the best play here. Straight up. And, you know, part of using your disruptions, you have to think of what is the case for K9 trying to grab into? Oh, a Jokal, so I'll negate this card. But what if they have an additional copy of Jokal, already have the Jokal in their hand? So you do want to try to figure out what the opponent's game plan is. If multiple plays are leading to a single goal, see if you could possibly just negate that main goal, which is the Jokal itself. So he may have another Jokel in hand, and now by waiting, negate and destroy the Jokel in hand. Perfect. Negate. We do have Imperm left. The Shining Spark does nothing if you don't have a spell in hand. We don't have any graveyard effects that are good. Oh crap, Lantern Reborn, that's a big one. Lantern searching for the Force Release. What the heck? They're gonna break our fields. Imperm onto Jokel searching for a monster. Yes, it's kind of a weak negate. Jax on summon can pop the Baron to floor. Goodbye, Baron. Are we showing a losing replay? What the heck? We have nothing. Well, I mean, we have an indestructible, untargetable Dark Dragoon. So the question is, can Crystron defeat 4,000 attack? How? Just summon something bigger, right? Well, how are we gonna do that? Grab back the cluster with Crystron and Lesk. Tristaros is gonna pop to summon 2 bodies in the deck, and then reborn a monster from Engrave or Banished. Cyber Dragon Nova into the Infinity. Infinity can target an attack position monster and suck it up. Dragoon is untargetable. Wow, we just couldn't do anything. The Force Release is set face down, ready to pop a card in the field, non-target. Now this Dragoon is going away in our own end phase. It's gonna get banished. So we can't just sit on Dragoon and be okay. Now, cannot be destroyed by even your own card effects, which with the freaking Gandora is destroy as many other cards in the field as possible if you do banish them, so it will be protected from the field wipe. Cluster taking out the Shining Sark. Droplet is sending Gandora plus the Black Dragon to the graveyard. What the heck do we do? We're out of juice. Negate. All 3 on the field, mate. So how do we go? We lose this in the end phase. What the heck? Oh, another one. Wait, does this get returned back? Or it's another copy? Okay, we return it back. So we banish. Do we play another Dragoon though? More than one Dragoon? Are we Dragooning? We don't have a second Dragoon. Maybe you should play a second Dragoon. Add a Rod. Rod could add the Gaze of Timaeus if you play. Oh, we do? Yep, Gaze of Timaeus. Activate. We don't play a second Dragoon. Master of Chaos. Activates. Reborn. Gandora freaking G is on the field now. Now, he stopped him from summoning this because if you control a Shining Sark, you could special summon this card from the hand. That's why he dealt the Shining Sark before it could be summoned. But now it's here, paying half our life points, destroying the entire field. Where did this come from? How did this happen? Then you could special summon from your deck a level 7 or lower. So we got Dark Magician Girl from the deck after wiping the entire field. It's main phase 2. Wait, Master of Chaos. If this fusion's card is destroyed, target a spell and add it to your hand. What the heck? This deck is nuts. I wish you were playing another Dragoon. Yeah, we don't have anything good to use with the Gaze of Timaeus. Now, to be fair, he is playing a spicy deck. It's using up a lot of extra deck space like the Magia, the Blue Eyes Ultimate. But wow. That was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. Interesting. We did see that the Blue Eyes Ultimate play was thwarted by them negating the Magistus search. All right, all right. All right, let's begin. Do not redeem. So we have negate from the hand, pop a card in the field, banish from the hand, flip a card face down, non-target suck, 5 disruptions. Is there a Lupus somewhere? And Lupus could go into a Typhon, I guess. No, let's not count that. 5 disruption, let's go. Imperm. Negate the Ripper from negating the Magician's Souls. Okay. Summoning Dark Magician. Now, we cannot go into the Dark Magician of Destruction because it states that you have to also activate a spell. You can't just have a Dark Magician on the field. So maybe we cross out Designate Nothing just to summon it. Force Release, Impulse, Negate, or Diablo Star or the Dark Magician Girl could be searching for the spell. Nash Knight is non-target sucking up the Dark Magician as the Impulse stops the double disruption to the Force Release. Negate. Now, the Ripper's negated. He could flip a monster face down, though. Dark Magician Girl. Special summoning, getting rid of the cross-out designate. And now we could summon our Dark Magician of Destruction. Dark Magician of Destruction grabbing our Rod. Rod is here searching for the Gaze of Timaeus. Send the Dark Magician of Destruction for Diablo Star. Diablo Star, grab from the deck our Deception Sinful. And just by flipping this up, you don't even have to use its effect. You could then go into the Dark Magician of Destruction play. Deception, tribute off the Rod. So instead of searching directly for the Gaze, we have the Rod, fuel for the Deception. Hollowed as Amina, send Deception into Rasala Go. Let's go for the Wanted Seeker, right? Wanted Seeker will give us an additional draw plus another Diablo Star in hand. Now, ideally, Rasala Go is in the graveyard instead of just returning it back to the hand. Okay. Hollowed as Amina, chain the Wanted. Valen's gonna flip down Diablo Star for some reason. I guess he wants to play around the Sylvia, negating Valen. Sure. Send, summon Sylvia. Sylvia ready to negate. Wanted Seeker is going to draw a card, mate. Shining Sark grabbing Gandora G. Wanted Seeker, return back Deception, draw one. And then Gandora G, non-target, wiping the entire freaking field. Summoning a Dark Magician Girl from the deck, which we could use the Dark Magician of Destruction if we wanted to, but we already made that play, as we already have the Gaze of Timaeus. To battle we go. Lethal damage. Okay. Gandora is a G, and we still could have used Gaze within the battle phase to summon for an additional attack, an additional 3,000. Huh. Isn't the Dark Magician of Chaos even more damage if we summon that than a Reborn something from the graveyard? I think it summons it in attack. Now, Gaze of Timaeus is a brick. But hopefully we could play through that. Ulas on their turn. Oh, crap. Vanquish Soul, Raisin, search the deck for Holly Sue. Holly Sue, if it has a way to summon by revealing from the hand, we are committing to the Rock of the Vanquisher instead of just ending the turn with the Holly Sue and the Raisin to get the trap set from the deck, giving the additional draw. All right. Wait, no, this is not Fool Loss. This is Pirelli. I'm like, why didn't he draw? Okay, he rocked the Vanquisher, pass. Lordy Load, Barrel is here. So we know that they have Holly Sue. And then with the case for Canine, they did search for an Azuna, right? It's not speculation. We just have to not activate from the hand or grave and we're good. Just be careful. Set a Drill Beam. Summoning the Barrel in the same column as the Link to force the Raisin to have to destroy that column. And doing exactly that. Reveal, White Boy the Barrel. Deception Sinful. Oh, crap. He's got Azuna, Holly Sue, Caesar Valius. Impulse, negate the Caesar Valius. Negate. Now we have Ash, which could stop the Azuna from dumping a Ripper if we were to activate something in the hand or grave. The only thing we have to fear is Holly Sue taking control of our monster. Holly Sue is ready to take control of a monster. Come forth, Holly Sue, Earth and Dark to take control. We know he's got Borger and the Caesar, so he can take control. Rasala Go into our deck, searching for the Wanted Seeker. Take control of the Rasala Go, so he cannot return back the Hollowed Azamina. Do we lose now? What do we do? Wanted Seeker is going to give us our Dark Magician play. So we baited Disruption with our Primite, we baited Disruption with the Azamina, and now the real play is here. Now, Diablo Star does not activate in the hand to trigger the Azuna. Come forth, Diablo Star. Azuna is still not activatable. Setting a Morian, banish to now go into our Dark Magician of Destruction, which would search for the Gaze of Timaeus, which we already have. We have the Rod, which we already used up our normal summon. Wanted Seeker, return back Deception to draw a card. Woo, Magician Soul. Sending the Dark Magician Girl to special summon. Miasma can then grab her back, as we saw earlier. And that's exactly what we're doing. This feels like legal cheating. You cannot activate her effect, but she doesn't activate, and then she changes her name so she's still activatable. It is so crazy. She was made for this card. I love it. Are we going to Gandora G the field or what? I really like this deck. I don't know what to say. I really like this. I think the Magia version is obviously less competitive, but more fun. I would probably be playing the Magia way. Damn. He didn't search for Gandora. Maybe he's not playing Gandora G in this version. How did you additionally summon? How good is this Link 2? I didn't even know it does this. Send a spell and trap card to then additionally normal summon? Add back Dark Magician Girl and additionally summon your freaking Rod? Soul Servant, stacking a Gaze. This will be a draw too, right? We have Dark Magician Girl and a Dark Magician. Draw into a Super Poly. Oh my gosh. Celine Navidad is here, which she gained no counters. Why couldn't she activate? Gaze of Timaeus into the Master of Chaos. Master of Chaos reborn the Miasma back onto the field. This effect that you never use? What is this? Non-target banish all monsters the opponent controls by tributing a light and dark monster. Manish, the field Azuna is activatable because you activated the illusion, right? Illusion is what made this play. Lupus reborn. Super Poly it away. Just like that. So Super Poly could be a good out to the Lupus. We still have the Gaze of Timaeus activatable in the battle phase. Doesn't even have to use it. Or wait, no, we already gazed. We gazed the Magician of Chaos onto the field, right? Yes. Wow. Timed out Vanquisol K9. So thank you very much. Huge shout out to you. Barto with the Dark Magician deck. What a mad lad. I am loving it. So make sure this is the deck list he submitted to the website for reaching Master Rank, but then you already saw the Magia deck earlier. Let's do it.